Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Saturday, so it's time to start a new page. Good morning, Noelle. Good morning, everybody out there in Lurker Land. I do appreciate you all being here. Today we're going to use the Artex 120. I haven't created my own swatch chart, but I have done their swatch chart so that I can see what colors are there. Um, Normally, I don't use a set of pencils until I've made my own swatch chart, but I want to use these. So, hello, Audrey. Hello, Dawn. So that is what we're going to use today. The swatch chart that they send with your pencils is a heavy cardstock, and it's a little bit rougher than I'm used to. I'm hoping that the paper is the reason for some of the pencils to be a little scratchier than others, but I'm hoping that's the case. So this is a set of pencils. It is that really pretty iris picture on it. Lovely, lovely, lovely set. Great colors in the set. Not as many pinks as I would like, but there is plenty of reds, which is fantastic to me. All right, so we will be coloring this page. So I'll zoom in on it. Hello, Yana. Audrey, you can't see Dawn again? I don't know why it does that. That's really annoying, but all right, I'm going to zoom you in, maybe, so that we can get started. Yeah. Hopefully everybody can see that okay. Hello, Shannon. I hope you are feeling well today. All right. Yesterday I came home early because I felt like I was having a heart attack. I do believe that it is just the effects of my um, GERD. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with the um, bleeding hearts up at the top. So we're going to work our way down so that I don't rub my hands across these because I haven't tested them yet. So I want to start with 250, which is Camellia Red. And they do seem to be going down a lot nicer on this paper than on the swatch paper. I'm just going to, and because these are an oil base, I'm going to layer them. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit further there. So you can actually see what I'm doing. How was everybody else's week? Oh no. Yeah, I guess it's close to that time, isn't it? I have not finished all my works in progresses, so I'm still working on those. You looking forward to being going back to work? Yeah. How's your hip doing? I know you've been doing a lot with it, so I'm sorry that you're feeling isolated. All right, and then we've got this one here. I'm just starting with a base coat of this red, and then we'll build on it. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, so. Oh well, I'm glad you're able to start sitting at the coloring desk though, even if it is a limited time period. It's great that you are able to. Oh, nice. Sounds like fun. Okay, I think that is it for those ones. Now we're going to take tomato red, which is 247. Okay, these pencils don't fit in my electric sharpener. Odd. So I will just sharpen them with my hand crank. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. The rain is supposed to come back in this week. We had a really nice week last week for weather. Starting to bring out some of my spring outfits. Hello, Nessa. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Angela. Welcome. I was lurking in your stream last night, but I don't like typing on my phone very much. It's cumbersome and wasn't feeling all that great either, so I just quietly lurked. So this one is 2047. The other one that I used was 2050. I'm not very fond with their color names. Some of them just don't match the color, which I thought was a little strange. Yeah, I went to bed quite late last night too, but I also had a nap yesterday, which I don't normally do unless I fall asleep on the couch, which happens a lot. Okie dokie then, what? Shannon, okie dokie what? Oh, reading chat. I thought maybe I said something strange. I don't know. What is one above Mom's head, Noelle? I missed it. Okay. Oh, a bleeding heart I missed. Okay. Oh, yes, I did. Thank you. I did miss one. Thank you very much. I did. I did. I would have found it eventually. Would have been sitting there going, what is? Oh, shoot. So thank you for letting me know, because I would have been looking at it going, thank you. Hello, Sue. Happy Saturday. I hope you are feeling well, not working too hard. I know that you went back to work, but I hope that you're not working too much. Yeah, the birds know it's spring when the sunshine starts coming through the windows. I have put links below the video for both the book that I'm using as well as the pencils I'm using. Good. I'm glad you're still taking it easy. Ah, thank you. And I did notice that these pencils are on sale for less than $40 right now. So, yeah, that happens. One second they're two, the next second they're moving out, It's like the one thing I did notice with the boys moving out is the quietness in the house. Some days it's very quiet in the house. And happy birthday to him or her or to her. Okay. Oh, that would be an awesome surprise. Absolutely. Okay. I missed a part of the flower. Oh, nice. I love cuckoo clocks. All right, now we're going to use cherry red, I think. Yeah. For some reason, my... All right. I like grandfather clocks a lot too. No, the hourly chiming wakes you up, or is it the ticking? I know some people can't sleep with the ticking. I love the ticking. It's very calming. Yeah, if you wake up at the slightest sounds, it would not be the best clock for you, absolutely. I don't have anywhere to put one right now, so we looked at some when we went to the flea market, but I don't have anywhere to put one, so I'll just look at them at the flea market. They're expensive too, so the ones that we were looking at, the antiques. Yeah. Yeah, if you're a light sleeper, a cuckoo clock is not good for you at all. 3 fans on in your room, yeah. Well, I have a train that runs behind my house every couple hours, so I've gotten pretty used to the sound of things in the night, so they don't wake me up anymore. I will say, since putting the air purifier in the bedroom, Bob doesn't snore as much as he used to, which is fantastic because he used to snore. He says I snore, but I've never heard myself do it, so I don't think I do. I'm just going back over it with the tomato. Let's see if I need to add a little bit darker into those darker areas. I think I do. I think I need to go this one. Yeah, we're going to use some wine red on it, which is 2091. Yeah, that's better. It's a little bit. In those really shadowed areas there. Okay. They do build the color really nice. I can get lots of layers on it and blend quite well. Well, of course Shannon's hot. I have seen pictures. Shannon is definitely hot. Hello, Bella. Welcome, welcome. darker in here too. Coming in with the wine red into the shadows here. The birds are going, no, no, no. Yeah, my humidifier, it has a night setting, so it turns off all the lights, but it still runs. It's really quiet, but I can still hear it, which is a good thing. I like the sound of it when Bob's not home because when Bob's not in the room because when Bob can't sleep with the noise, so it wakes him up. I can sleep with it on full blast, so. Well, yeah, yeah. That is very possible, Yana, especially, living in a city, it will, and living alone, it will heighten those senses a little bit more than if you live out in the country and by yourself, or living with a spouse, you end up, tuning out a lot of noises. Since working, I don't have a problem falling asleep. Sometimes I just get exhausted. Yeah, Bob has trouble sleeping sometimes. I'll fall asleep before he does sometimes. There's sometimes he just can't get his brain to shut off. Hello, Della. Ah, yes. Having neighbors when you live alone is a good thing to have, absolutely. There are some days I don't like having neighbors, and then there are some days that I do. Now we're going back to 2091, which is the wine red. Put shadows in. Yeah, I haven't had that problem. We live quite a ways out. We're in a neighborhood. We have neighbors, but we live out in the country areas. I'm glad you haven't had burglars. Yeah, well, having an RCMP officer next door does deter the burglars a little bit. Oh, nice, Nessa. Yeah, that'll keep deterring it as well. Good morning, Catherine. Yep. There are some days I think about, moving out into the middle of Nowheresville, and then I think about it and go, but what if something happens? Then I'll be out here in the middle of Nowheresville by myself. All right, Nessa, we'll have a great lunch. Uh, Hopefully you'll be back before I'm done. Oh, I don't know if they'd starve, but sooner or later they'd find something, but then you'd have to clean up the mess. Was always my problem. Yeah, they found something to eat. Now I gotta go clean it up. All right, so there is our hearts done. I'm not going to blend them quite yet because I might want to put more color in them. But there is that. Now we're going to do our closed pegs. So we're going to use 6/16 first of all. Yeah, I don't trust them to clean the mess. Actually, I need to finish those, so gotta use the pink. So we're going to use a little bit of rose pink, which is 208. Sharpen this a bit. Hurry back. Yeah, we have a rule in my house because it drives me crazy when people put things in the wrong place that people stay out of my kitchen. But no, it's just me and Bob, so he knows where things go. It used to drive me crazy when the kids would put things away and not put them away where they belong, and then I'd have to go looking for everything. Okay. And then we're going to use strawberry pink. It's been a long time since I saw a bleeding heart. I'm trying to remember the colors of them. Oh, I'm sorry, Audrey. Uh, yeah. We get ants in our bathroom, oddly enough, every time it rains. It's like, why are you in the bathroom? They don't go after the food in the kitchen. No, no. We're going to go after whatever in the bathroom. You have bleeding hearts growing in your flower beds? Nice. Yeah, I need to do some flower beds, but I just don't have time to take care of them. Nice. And then we're going to use 205, which is eggshell, or 2005, which is eggshell yellow. And then we're going to use white. Oh my goodness. using white just to bring that color down and put a white in there. Blend this with the white. Like that. All right, now let's use grass green first, which is 5014. Yeah, you just got to keep on going. Yawn a lot. Yeah, that's one thing that I have issues with because my knees just don't like it when I stand too long or move too much. I've been working on them, but we're going to color the stem. This is just the base color. This is number 5014. And it's just our base color. Yeah, well, yeah, I kind of freaked my boss out a little bit over the on Friday and went into work and I had this weird pain in my chest that wouldn't go away. It wasn't on the heart side of my chest, so I wasn't overly concerned about it, but it was annoying. And it was twingy, and it was being heard in my voice, which could have been construed as me being rude. So my boss said, okay, you have the ability to take some time off. You have time off available. So take some time and feel better and come back when you do. So I went home. She didn't want me getting in trouble because, I didn't sound sincere or interested in what the customer was saying. So, because that is something that we are required to do. All right, now I need 5028, which is this one. On the right side? Okay. Yeah, I came home and I took some of my um, reflux disorder medication and it went away. So I think it was just a bit of reflux. I didn't have any tingling in my hands or soreness in my arm or anything. It was more just in the breast area. And I've had heart monitoring and stuff like that in the past year, and they've all said that my heart was really strong, so. But that can change, I guess. Hello, butterflies. Yeah, it was. Corey's wonderful. It's always funny when people ask me my age and then are shocked when I tell them how old I am. It's like, no, that's how old I am. All right, poor Baxi boy. I hope he's okay. Yeah. Like I said, it went away when I took my reflux medication, so I think it was just a bit of reflux. If it comes back, I will go back into the doctor and have them do more testing, but it hasn't slurred my speech or, you know, I'm not getting that pain anymore, so just a little bit of death will be fine. Yeah, that's probably what it was. More than likely, that's what it was. 5044, which is forest green. And our shadowy areas here. Yeah. Is Baxter okay? I know it's something that happens with him, but still worries me. Poor guy. Still in it? No. We used to have a small dog that used to have seizures all the time. And she lived a very, very long time. She was such a sweet girl. Little Miss Tiffany Ann. Hello, Kenny. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? All right, and then we're going to take that light green again, and we're going to blend everything together and fill it in. They're working well on this book. They are blending really nicely, which is really good. I did not enjoy them on the swatch chart that comes with them. I was a little bit apprehensive of using them, but in this book they seem to be working really nicely. And they're blending quite nicely. One thing I did notice with some of the colors is they are not named in a way that I would have named them. Their colors don't match the name that they've put on it completely. I can see, the possibility of it being that color, but not one that we're used to being called that color, if that makes sense. Like, what color was it? Lavender. I am used to that being a very light purple. They've got it a very dark purple. Um, just things like that. And I can definitely see it being construed as a lavender purple um, because of the dark color that lavender flowers turn into. So, yeah, I'm just used to lavender being lighter. Oh, sorry. And pushed it up so you guys can see what I was doing at the bottom and then forgot to pull it back down. Sorry. All right. Hello, Nana. Happy Saturday. And we're going to do our close pegs. And we're going to use a 6016. First of all. Okay. Let's move it up so you don't just see the ring light. And then we're going to use, no, not that one. I want this one. 6050, which is camel. Nice. Yeah, I'm still working on the page from Dark Fairy Tales. It's a big page, and I like to take my time with those. There we go. Yep, just scooching. It's a new Scottish word. That's right. I gotta scotch it up. It's fine. All right, now we're going to do this one in pink. So we're going to use a strawberry pink for the petals. We'll come in with a lighter pink as well. I want to go with this one. No, it's not quite what I want. Let's use this one. Some of the pencils feel like there's a little they have to be on hard drugs. Okay. A little bit of Vicodin in there. I can't even spell on those, so you're doing better than me there, Angela. Welcome back. Welcome back. But I will say that these pencils are doing much better on the coloring book paper than they did on the swatch chart that they send. So I will see how they do on the Nina paper in comparison to their own swatch chart. I think their own swatch chart is a little bit too rough for them. And they do glide quite nicely on top of each other, so and blend really well. Um, they are a lower grade than the other Artex. These are an oil-based lower grade than the wax-based Artex that first came out. These have been out for a while in the UK, but these are the student grade, so they are a little bit different. They definitely aren't as smooth or pigmented as the other ones, in my opinion anyway. Now we're going to take that green. Actually, we're going to take a bit of a, yeah, let's do green for the string here. That's holding all the petals together. Ooh, latte. Hello, Britt. Yeah, it's been a journey. I don't know what I picked up while we were out, but there we go. Okay. Then we're going to blend some of that with some white because I want to lighten up a couple areas. Oh, careful how hard you press on them. I was pressing too hard on that tip. And I know better than to sharpen a fine sharpen point on a pencil that I'm going to be using for blending. That was muffled. All right, Dawn, have a great day. All right, now we're going to use... What color should we do the bloomers? We've got pink here. So let's do the bloomers yellow. What do you guys think? Oh no. Well, you'll have to order them from the US and have them shipped out if they can. Yeah, I think we're going to do the bloomers in yellow and then the white or red for the hearts. Just going to make sure that we get all that excess red off of there. So we're going to start with lemon chiffon. I think that is part of his cap. I'm just going to erase that. Didn't do it, wasn't me. You see nothing. And then we're going to come in with a custard yellow, which is 1004. egg yolk, yellow. Yeah, I only use blue and pink combinations for certain things. I do find that it is used a lot and sometimes feels a little overdone, you know what I mean? Alright, then we're going to come back with the lemon chiffon. And blending those colors in together. Alright, now we're going to take that deep red. We're going to put that in the shadowy areas. And yeah, I don't know if I could eat a scabby horse, but you know, But how would you know it's scabby if it's been cut up and skinned and you were on a blue pink kick, were you? All right. And there we have the bloomers. Now we're going to move down. We're going to do the sock. And yeah, what color should we do the sock? We're not eating horses. I'm not telling you what's for dinner. Okay, so we're going to do the sock orange because why not? So we're just going to start with 2039, which is sunset orange. I'm going to do blues on the towel, so I wanted to refrain from blue on it. And we're going to be pulling from all these different layers of color downwards and moving into the rest of the outfits into these colors. So you're not a dumb old Brit, Nana. I have never known you to be dumb or old, so. All right. It's still not old. I don't know who you've been talking to, but that ain't old. All right, now we're going to use 330 for the cap and the toe and the heel. So I use 330 to start, and then we're going to come in with 336. Well, I don't want you to have a horse in your heart galloping away. All right, we'll come back with that orange. Coming back with the sunset. I think I want to go a little bit lighter orange, more of a brighter orange maybe. 227, yeah. Yep, you're only as old as you feel. I haven't felt myself up lately, so I don't know how old I feel. We'll ask Bob. Honey, how old do I feel? Yeah, B is amazing. And she's so sweet. I think Yana has you beat too. I think Yana's older. All right. And not even close. Like that would actually be I'd have more subscribers. That would be a completely different channel. Yeah, no, I just color here. Now I'm using 4008. Yeah, no. That would be a completely different meaning to adult coloring channel. And I'd have to shut that channel down because it would be against our terms of employment with my company. All right. And then we're going to use 4027. No, 4024. Welcome back, Della. I hope you're enjoying your latte. Speaking of coffee, I think I want some more. I need to drink some. I've got a full cup of it sitting right here. I need to drink some. All right, now we're going to go a little darker with 4041. And then back to the lightest color. Nice. It's always good when the dogs stop jumping all over you. That is good. I'm glad it is delicious. fill this in. And then we're going to do the band here with the yellow. So I'm using 1004, which is the custard yellow. And then 1015 for the shadowy area. So, and then we're going to do the same thing for the flowers. That's cute. Sharpen this one. These little flowers are teeny tiny. I love these books. They're so cute. Alright, and then we're going to do the dark yellow areas from the shadow creases in the folds of the and then a little bit of red. And then finally the June bug. So we're going to start with, well, let's start with a little bit of what's this one? 525. Actually, let's start with 524. What's this one? Yeah, we're going to start with 522. Just trying to think of all the colors in a June bug. So we're going to start with the light teal color. Yeah, it's got a couple of bugs in here. I don't think there's any spiders. Just this one bug. Oh, two. A butterfly down here. And we're going to take this purple. as well. Yeah, yeah. Bugs that don't crawl on me are preferable, absolutely. I don't like bugs crawling on me. Oh, and then we're going to come back with that dark teal color. And a little bit of black. Hello, baby Leo. Good afternoon. Alright, just a little bit of black in there. Okay. And then this one. And there we have our June bug. All right. So now we're going to start moving down into our little people. So I think we're going to start with her. So we're going to start on her skin, I think. So we're going to use that eggshell yellow first. Thank you. I love June bugs. I love the colors of them. We don't get a lot of them out here. We used to get them a lot when I was a kid. I used to collect them and stare at them and then let them go. Oh, thank you, Angela. There are some bugs that can be pretty. The colors in June bugs are really pretty. And depending upon which way the light's hitting it, it could be in the blues and greens and golds, and then shift the lights and it's purples and pinks and teals and blacks if you have very little light on it. Yes, I like ladybugs too. Yeah, we have grasshoppers here. Grasshoppers and crickets. Okay. So this foot here, this leg here is a little wonky, so it's a little strange. But we'll work with it. I think I need a darker coloring for the shadow. So I'm going to go a little darker. I think I'm going to use, there isn't a lot of skin tone colors in this set, so I'm having to make them as I go along. So like 203, what's that one? Salmon. Yeah, we get praying mantis here too, which I didn't have praying mantis when I was a kid. So they are one of the bugs that I will sit and stare at for hours because I've never seen them before. And When I was a kid, I used to love watching the bugs and learning about them. All right, and then let's see, what do we have? 7005. And then we'll take this one here. And blend into that 7005 with the 2005. Just to get that skin color in there. Yeah, we see ladybugs here a lot too. Thankfully, because I really like ladybugs too. I always worry about them when worry about things when the ladybugs disappear. So that means the aphids are coming. If the ladybugs aren't around to eat them, the aphids will take over. Yeah. Mm. Well, don't they know that it's streaming time? Yeah, it does work wonders. That's what Mom does. She has a soap mixture that she uses. And that way you don't hurt the ladybugs. That way you don't hurt the big good bugs. Alright, and then that's how we're going to do the skin tone. So we're just going to blend these three colors together, which is starts off with 205, 203, and then 705, and then back over it again with the 205. Move it over. Yep. Yeah, ladybugs will eat the aphids, but if the ladybugs are not around, the aphids will take over very quickly. I don't know if the US has it. My mom uses something called Safer's insecticidal soap. It is good for the plants, but it removes the harmful bugs like aphids and black flies or tent caterpillars. Tent caterpillars where she lives is really bad, so they destroy the trees. I don't know if you guys have it here, but it's safe for pets and the environment and everything else. Yep, love it when the butterflies come out too. And butterflies are fantastic for cleaning up as well. The caterpillars, on the other hand, are a little annoying until, the butterflies come. Caterpillars just like to munch on everything. All right. Sun's at least come out. It's been so pretty the past week. The weather has been so nice. Yeah, it's best just to plant specific plants just for them to eat, because otherwise they'll get into your other areas and just devour your garden for you. When I used to plant a garden, I'd always plant certain plants just for the caterpillars. It is a big leg. It is a very big leg for such a little tiny thing. Okay. Yep, now you can't unsee it. And once it's all done, it'll blend in a lot better. It's just perspective drawing. That's what it is. Yep. Itch in my ear. Oh, I love autocorrect when it tells you, yeah, you can't do that. That is not what you want to say. This is what you want to say. Autocorrect. Yeah, exactly. That is correct. Yeah, I've had to stop using autocorrect with my boss because it keeps on sending him strange messages. And comes over to my desk and goes, huh? Like, that is not what I meant to say. Try to send him an error report and it'll do silly things like change half of it, and it's like and I don't notice it because I'm doing it really quickly so that I can deal with the call that I'm on, and it's like, I did not say that. Sorry. And welcome back, Sue. I hope those pesky customers stay away. And her skirt. I'm going to do her skirt in the pinks. And I think we'll do her shoes in the yellows. Maybe some purple. Yeah, we'll do it purple with yellow dots or orange dots. Just because. Bye, Audrey. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you being here. It is getting to be that time, so I'm just going to finish this skirt here and then I'm going to call it a day. At least get the main colors on here for Thanks for coming and hanging out, Kenny. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself, dear. Thanks for coming and hanging out, Nana. Thanks for everybody that's sticking around while I get this part finished. I do appreciate you. And then going back to 208. So I went to 210, going back to 208. And we're going to take the white. All right, Yana, thanks for coming and hanging out. Take care of yourself. Don't overdo it. There we go. All right, now I'm going to zoom you out so that you can see the entire page. Zoom you back in a little bit more. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through and I'm going to do all the skin tones for the children. Hopefully by the end of the weekend, and then Monday we'll move on. Hopefully this won't take a lot of time, but it does seem to be taking a lot longer than I was expecting it to. So, all right, I'm going to put those back up so you can actually see without them in the way. And there we go. So there we have it so far. We've got at least, one sprig done. All right, guys, thank you all very much for coming and hanging out. I do appreciate you all being here with me. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.